What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things box. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you get notified of all the latest content as and when it drops on the channel. So let's get into this one. This one's just a little brief one about Dynamite Daniel Dubois, Triple D, who they were calling Triple Knee due to the poor. And you feel sorry for the guy when they called him that. You know, they called him that because of what happened with Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk. Excuse me, and he's coming off of a brilliant win, a last round, 10th round stoppage victory, TKO victory over Jarrell Big Baby or Big Farmer Miller, and that was just over the weekend. And now, you know, Frank Warren has said they're really looking at having the big fights for Daniel Dubois next year in 2024. And I'm looking forward to following the career of this young man. I've been, you know, seeing him since the early days, and I think Daniel Dubois got a lot of the boxing fundamentals there. He's a puncher, he can box, he can do a bit of everything. You know, he is a bit stiff, a bit upright, but he definitely possesses a lot of the qualities that you need to become a heavyweight champion. And I believe that if he carries on in this trajectory, he certainly could become a heavyweight champion. You know, especially as we get into the next generation, as guys like Fury, Joshua, Wilder, as these guys retired. You know, Dubois, he's 26, so he's young enough to be in the next crop of heavyweights coming up. And I think he's one of the best of the sort of young generation. You know, those guys that are sort of under 30. Dubois is definitely one of the best out of those guys. And for me, I'm just going to talk a little bit about who I think he could fight next. And for me, I think for him, an obvious fight for him could be Joe the Juggernaut Joyce in a rematch. And I think that fight would be another good one, because at the end of the day, you've got Joe Joyce, who's on a downward spiral at the moment. He's had two devastating stoppage losses to Zhile Zhang, and that's made his reputation go down. You know, he's known as the Juggernaut, and this guy that's just an immovable object. He takes your punches, eats them, and keeps going and grinds you down. He'd beaten Joseph Parker before that fight, and yeah. So I think, given what happened between Dubois and Joyce last time, where Dubois he took the knee, and you know, I think it was a fractured orbital bone, so fair enough. And you know, he was labeled quitter and everything in that fight, and Miller was bringing that up before their fight. So I think this would be a good choice for Daniel Dubois as a next fight, because you know, it will have that stigma over it. And you know, because of the fact that also he's overcome all the trash talk from Miller, all the talk from the media and other people saying he quit, he took the knee, blah, blah, blah. He seems to have sort of exercised those demons and gotten over that. So I think Joe Joyce would be a good opponent to sort of, you know, it would be kind of both men seeking some sort of redemption, because it would be Joe Joyce, you know, having been defeated twice in, you know, bad fashion, embarrassing fashion. And then you got Daniel Dubois, who has come back, has done a good job, done a job on Jarrell Miller, showed heart, showed courage, showed that he, you know, no quitting him. And, you know, the man that he submitted to in Joe Joyce, he has the chance now to redeem himself. And also it'll be redemption for Joe Joyce, because he's coming off of bad losses, and because of what he done to Dubois when they fought. I think this has got a good story, a good narrative, and I think you could really sell this one. I think this would be a fight that we would all be quite intrigued to see. You know, many people will probably favor Daniel Dubois, and the irony is, in the first fight where Dubois quit, he was actually the favorite going into it, even in my eyes and in the eyes of a lot of people. So I think Joe Joyce would be a good one. I also think this is a far-fetched one, but I think a guy like Jared Anderson would be a good one for him. And the reason being, Jared Anderson, much like Dubois, I think he might even be younger than Dubois. He might be about 24, 23. He's a young heavyweight. You know, I think he's actually younger than Dubois, a couple years younger. And he's one that they've been mouthing off about, saying, oh, he's the next American prospect. and he's going to be the next big thing out of America. And Dubois was a guy once that they were saying that about. He's going to be next big thing after Joshua, etc., etc. Both with Anderson, he's been, there's been questions over his mentality. He's been saying, oh, he wants to get out of the game, etc., etc., showing a bit of, a bit of fragility, I suppose. Not so much in the ring, but outside. So I think Jared Anderson, Daniel Dubois would be a great one, because there you're pitting good, good talent from England versus great talent from America, and I think that would sell. And it would be good to see what happens when you put these young guys in against each other. Dubois had to answer more questions, but Anderson, he's yet to sort of fight anybody of note. I think the best one is walks this earth like a god. I forget that guy's name now. Charles Martin, that's it. So yeah, I think those will be two good ones. Joe Joyce or Jared Anderson for me. And I think also you could throw Zhile Zhang's name in there. He's another good one. That'll be a very dangerous fight for Dubois, but again, one you could throw him in. I think you got Caballero out there. Even Makhmudov, who lost, that would be probably an entertaining scrap. Makhmudov versus Daniel Dubois. So anyway, that's just a few of my thoughts on what should be next for Daniel Dubois. It's just opinions. Whether these fights can happen, I don't know. But these are just my thoughts and what I think would be good fights for Daniel Dubois to have next. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism. Over and out. Catch you on the next vid.